Hi everyone. In this session, we will study how to connect to Firebase using Flutter app, and then how to sign up, how to sign in, and how to send forget password link to a valid email, and finally sign out. So we will start from our previous project that we have completed in our previous section. I will share with you that one that I have already shared this one that project in my GitHub. So you can just go to this link and copy this and then open Android Studio or maybe your VS Code, and then you can create a project using the version control option, and you will get the whole project. So when you open your Android Studio, then you just go to new and project from version control and just paste the link here and click clone. So in my case, it give me a message that this project is already there because I have already created once. So then I will give a different name, for example, for class 3 to be different, and click clone. Then it will give me a message that I should open in the same window or in a different window. So I will click, let's suppose, in the same window. So here, the main important thing is that when you download from GitHub, then you will have errors here because all of the dependencies are not loaded yet. So the easy way that open pubspec.yaml and just click here pubget. So this will reload all the uh, dependencies and all the errors will go away. Okay, then close this again. Now I have already shared a tutorial. Whatever I'm doing, actually I have written a step-by-step tutorial for you and shared in our LMS elib. So that is this tutorial. You see, step by step I'm following this one, and I have already shared with you. So later on you can follow the video or you can follow this tutorial, and then you will be able to come out with a complete project. So let's start. So the main important thing in software engineering and in app development is the code organization and code reusability and the modular style of code. So for this purpose, I have organized the code into different folders. For example, all the images I will put here in this asset folder, and in this lib folder I created several other folder to organize the code. For example, all the helper functions I will write in this helper folder, and then this one, the provider, is the most important file. This provider is a class. You can give any name, like here I have given a name by auth provider. So this class, here we will write all the code which will make us which will give us the functionality of sign up, sign in, log out, and all the Firebase operations. But the important thing is that I have inherited this class from change notifier class. Change notifier class is a built-in Flutter class which is responsible for applying all the changes. Whenever we have a Flutter app and when the user is interacting with the Flutter app, then the Flutter app apply different changes and the screen contents are changing. So there are different ways. One the common way that we are using set state method, but actually that is not a recommended way because we need to apply changes at many different places. So if you are using the set state method, so it's not a good way because it is difficult to maintain that you provide everywhere the set state method, and maybe sometime you forget, or maybe sometime it will actually refresh the whole screen, or it will refresh maybe many screens at the same time that we don't need it. So for this purpose, we have already studied this one in our previous class. We will use the provider package. So to use the provider package, we have already imported that one here. If you see in the uh, pubspec.yaml file. So using that one, we will apply everywhere. So this is a very organized way of applying changes in the Flutter screen. Okay, so this we will use this class, and we will create all the functionalities here. This little bit code we have written last time, and the purpose of this code is that we are trying to use one single button for login and log out. So this is the user interface that we have created in our previous class. So we are using this one screen and one button for both the login. For example, if someone has already registered, so then login. If not registered, then click this button and you will get this interface. But actually this is the same one screen and same one button, which changes on the basis of this decision, that login or register. So now, so if it is one button, therefore we need to have some logic that when to perform the sign up operation and when to perform the sign in operation. So for this purpose, I have created one variable which will show that is login, the user already exists. So then we will not register it, we will log in that user. And to get the status, the value of this variable, I have defined a getter function with the name is login, and it will just return the value, whatever value is stored in this variable. And we can change this value uh, when someone is login, or when a user is created. After that, we will change the value. If it is true, then we will change to false. And you see, this is why I just applied the negation operator. And so it will just reverse the value from true to false or from false to true. And this is a built-in function. Everywhere when we apply some changes, we will call this function, and this function will notify the provider, and the provider package will apply all the changes throughout app wherever is needed. Okay, so this is the interface. So we will start here. So the first thing that we need to write a code for sign up. Okay, so the function name should be sign up, and this will have, I think I should import the Firebase auth library, packages, Firebase auth, and Firebase auth dot dart. Now I can access Firebase auth dot instance dot create user with email and password. Okay, so in this case, this email and password will come from a user, and that will be a compulsory argument, which is called positional parameters. So we will use curly brackets, and here this will be a required one, so a string value with the name email. Second one will be also a required value, a string value for password. Okay, and this value will be provided here. So now to the authentication screen, if we go here, so under this button we will call this function that we have just defined now. So that this one is this button. So now inside this button, last time we have just printed a message. So now we can after this we can call the function. So we will use the provider class, provider dot, we can call directly like sign up, and we will provide the email and the password. So the email and password, we have already created a controllers for this here, for email and for the password. So we will use these controller values here to pass. So email controller dot text, and password controller dot. Now we can check this one by testing here. Another point I should not forget, that in my case this app is already connected to my Firebase. If you see here, home, yeah, three apps are connected to this. So one is this one, and you see this app, this is the app that I'm using now, and it is already connected to it. So in your case, your Firebase project will be different, so you need to connect this and then click the Flutter app and then follow the steps. And we have gone through this process already, but I will just quickly show you. So here you just click window if you are using a window computer. So click npm, and then just simply copy this command and paste this in your terminal here, and just simply paste and run. And after that, just log in here. You see, just copy this code and log in. And after login, you click next and copy this command and paste in terminal, and then copy this command and paste in terminal and run it. So you are almost done. Okay, so after these steps, your app will be connected to your Firebase. So I will just type user, let's suppose user 5, and user 5 at gmail.com. Password must be more than or equal to 8 characters. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and then click register. We can see this ID is created for the new user. So let's go to our auth provider again. So in our auth provider class, we will create another function for sign up, sign in, sign in. So this will be again Firebase auth dot instance dot sign in with email and password. And again, this email and password will come from user, and this will be compulsory. So let's pass this as a control, sorry, as a positional parameter. So required string email, and required string and password. So this value will be passed by the user. So we can call this function now again from the same place here. But now you see here we are using one button. So how to differentiate that the user should be login or the user should be sign up? So for this purpose, we will use this coding now. We will check that if this variable value is true, means the user is already there, will sign in. But if it is false, then we will make it sign up. So here we can check in like this. For this one, we can check that if provider and that is login, if it is true, then we will sign in. So here will be provider dot sign in, and we will pass the values again as email controller dot text and password controller dot text. Else, if it is false, then we will sign up. So I will put this code here. So now, on the basis of this, we can decide which operation should be followed. Here, once this operation is successfully done, then we will make the value of this variable false. So we will make this one that log in should be equal to false, and we will call the notify listener class to apply the changes. Similarly, here also, once the operation is done, then we will make it false, and we will call the notify listener class to apply the changes. Here, the interface is not showing anything to the user. So let's apply some progress bar here. For that purpose, we will create again another bool variable. You can, this will be a private variable. You can give any name, like for example, is loading, and at the beginning, it will be true. I will create for this one also is loading. We will use the flat arrow notation, and it will just give us the value of the is loading variable, whatever value is there. So sorry, this should be get not. Actually, in this case, you see this one, instead of manually making false and true, we can just call this set is login function. So that one will be do everything for us. Set is login. Just this function, because here we have already changed the value of this and call the notifier. Similarly here also, so we can simply call the set is login function. Okay, we will provide a circular bar. Okay, so how to do this? So here before this custom button, we will check that here we will use a tertiary operator, provider dot is loading. If this is true, then we will provide a circular bar. So circular progress bar. Otherwise, will be this button. If the condition is true, then the circular bar will be shown. If the condition is false, then the button will operation will be applied. So let's make it constant. Okay. So if I test it now, so let's check. The reason is that we cannot see any progress bar, because you know the sign in and the sign up functions, both these functions are future in nature. Future in nature means that it generate result in future whenever this operation is applied. So for this purpose we will make this async, and we will make this one await. This function is returning as user credential. So let's just store it equal to this and await. This is why we were not observing anything. So the same thing here also, async, and here return a user credentials. So user credentials equal to this and await. So now if we try, okay, let's reload it. You see, we can see the progress bar, but you know the progress bar is quite weird. The reason for this is that we need to wrap this circular bar in a center uh, widget. Okay, so now if I reload it, so you see now it's like this. But now the problem is that it's keep rotating, it is not stopping even though the operation is completed. So to stop this one, after each operation we should make the value uh, to false. So I think I should also define another function which will organize the code easier. So that will be set is loading. So this function will simply negate the value. So the is loading is equal to negate. If it is true, then false, and if it is false, then is true. Okay, so I will call this function also here. After this, set is loading. So it will make it false. So when it make it false, then it will stop this loading. And set is loading, so this will also become stop. Progress bar was keep rotating. The reason was that I forgot to put this notify listener. So at the beginning its value is false, so when this function is starting, so we will call both the functions and it will make it true, and then it will apply the sign up or sign in operation, and after that we will change its value back to false. Okay, so at the beginning is false, then become true, and then become false again, and then in this case also become true and then become false. So now we can easily check in both cases. For example, user 99 user 99@gmail.com, and password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and 1 2 3, yeah, up to 9. So register. In case of login also, and if we check login, yeah, so it works. Another point is that every time when we want to register or log in a user, this is just testing purpose, so we are every time typing all the values. So to save the time, let's provide a default values here. Here is just a username should be, let's suppose, some user 100, let's suppose, and the email should also be a text value, and user 100 at gmail.com, and the password should be also a text value, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and here the password should also be a text value, um, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so the benefit of this will be that we will not type again and again. So if I just reload it, so we will see the values will be already there, so we no need to write again and again. Okay, now the problem is that this progress bar is keep rotating. The reason is that if we sign up this user, so this user is already created, so the Firebase throw an error, so we have no error handling code here. So this is why this code is not executed. It because the error is created here, and then it throw the error and the control doesn't come to this place. Similarly, when this one is running, so it creates an error that the user is already logged and we are keep trying to log in again. So this is why it throw an error, and the state of this value doesn't change. So for this purpose, we need to apply error handling to catch the error. So for that purpose, we will apply this coding in a try block, this one. So before this, let's use a try block, and here in this try block we will put this coding. When some error occur in the Firebase operation, we can catch the error in this on section, and that will be a Firebase at exception and catch. We can provide a variable which will store the error, so we can give any name here, Firebase error, and here we can make these values false like this. So in this case, the value will become false and the circular bar will stop. Another option, if let's suppose there is an error which is not related to Firebase, which may be any other error, so that will be in the catch block. Okay, and in the catch block we can give any, let's suppose this is error, and here will be again the same process. We can call these values again like this. So in this case, now here we will cut this value, put here, and we can call these functions again here. So let's reload. Now if I want to log in this user, so you see we see the circular bar for a while, then we cut the error, and after that we handle the error, we call these functions in that error handling section. So if we don't use this one, these functions will never call and the value will not change and the circular bar will be keep rotating. Another one, the user doesn't see any messages that what is going on. So we can see the error messages here in the console, but it's not a proper way to see the values here. Okay, so we should provide some proper messages to the user using a snack bar. Snack bar is a pop-up notification, built-in notification, which display some message to the user, and after some time it disappear. So that one is a scaffold messenger dot off and context dot snack bar, and then snack bar, and it has a content, meaning to say what message should be displayed to the user. So this content is a text value, so we can use this one, and in this text we can use error, and it has a property with message. So it's already a text value, but sometime it may be null, because it is not necessary that every time is error. So if it is null, then provide the null checker. Okay, now you see it uses a context. So for this purpose, we need to add a context also to this function. So here we will provide a build context. So context, so scaffold messenger dot off dot snack bar dot snack bar. So the content will be a text value, and here will be this value. Oh, sorry, it should be at the error section. I here this Firebase error dot message, and if it is null, then null check semicolon. Similarly, we can use the same control Z, sorry, control the same one here also, but in this case we will use only the error, but this to convert to a string, so this will change to string. Okay, and we cannot don't have access to this anymore in the catch section. So I will just copy this, and we don't have access to this anymore, so we will use the error, but to convert this to string, to string, like this. Now we will have a proper error handling messages we can show to the user. So I forgot to put, when the operation is successful, I forgot to call the functions again to make these two values both false, the is loading and is login value. So before the function call they should change, and after the function call also they should change. So now it is okay. So if there is an error, then we will see these error messages. So let me register the same user once again, which is already there. So if I get error message, so you see I have got the message, but I think I should decorate the snack bar background to be standard like a error message. So here in the before the content, we can provide a value which is called background color. So we can make it colors as that red, and in the same property we should provide here also is red. Yeah, now if I try again, reload and try again. So yeah, you see we are getting the messages here now. Even in case of register or in case of login, in both cases we will get the error message. Now in case of errors, we are getting the error messages and we can display this to a user, but this should be displayed to the user in case when the operation is successful, meaning to say success messages should also be displayed to the users, which is called dot then. Okay, dot then here. So in case of small function, we can use the flat arrow notation, but we can change this now here to this one, and we will put all these values here, and after this we can return the value, and after this we can display the message. So this will be again scaffold messenger dot off and context dot snack bar and dot snack bar, and the content will be a text value, and here we can provide our own text message. So this one is sign in successful. So this is a success message. So let me decorate this one. Background color should be colors dot green, and let's make it constant also. I will apply the same operation when there is a sign up. When the sign up successful, then here I will provide the then option and change this to curly bracket style, and let's copy this coding there, and here we will also first return the value, and before this we can scaffold messenger dot off context dot snack bar the content will be content, so a text value, and this should be sign up successful, and semicolon, we can make it const. Let's create a new user, 102 102 at gmail.com. Password should be the same, so register. Yeah, we got a message, but we need to change the background color. So here I should provide a background color, so this should be colors dot green. If I want to register again the same user, we are getting error. If I want to log in the user, so I got successful message. But if I want to make some mistake, let's suppose make the password wrong, so I will get error message. Or if I make the email wrong, so then I will get error message. So in now we can nicely display messages. And now let's make a forget password function. So here we can write another function, forget password, and this actually this will be almost similar the same function, but for this purpose I should also create another variable. So this will be for forget password loading, and at the beginning it should be false. Okay, so I should create again getter and use the same name, a getter function, but this is a function, so I will use fat arrow style, and it will just return the value of forget password variable, whatever value is it. So I should define a setter function also, and this will be again this function name, and this function will only change the value of this variable. If it is false, then we'll make it true, and if it is true, then we'll make it false. This is why we will apply the negation operator, and after that we will call the notify listener function. I mistakenly typed this one separately, so it should be like this. Now this, on the basis of this values, we will display the circular bar. Okay, so here in this function will be again Firebase auth dot instance dot password reset email, and the email will be get by user. So here we should provide it as a positional parameter which is required, and a string value, and this is email, like this. So we should provide all the values quickly here. Context. Okay, so I will just try to quickly apply the same procedure. So here in the try block I will call this, and I will call the set forget password function also to change the value of it, and after this I will call again to change the value of this, and in the on Firebase add exception and catch, there will be error message. So Firebase error, and here will be again call these values and display the message to the user. So that one will be a scaffold messenger. I think I should quickly copy this one, but here this one I should use this and dot message and the null check. And after this again, we should call the function here. And in case of catch, will be error. And here we should again provide the same functionality, but we cannot access this one here like this. So this will be the same error, but we change this to string. In this case also, if everything is okay, then we should pass a success message, and that one we can do simply here again in the then option also, like then if everything is okay, then the then option should be accessed, and this one will be let's call the values, and after that provide the snack bar, and this snack bar we will provide our own value, which is password uh, reset email is sent. Simple. So make it cast. This one, when we click this one, forget password message, we come here. So you see this is a forget password screen. So under this we will call the function. But here again we need to provide the provider functionality too. So let's go to forget password screen. So here in the forget password screen, we will wrap this whole scaffold by a builder, and we'll change this builder to consumer. Okay, and this change the type of the consumer to our class, and our class name is my art, this one. So this one will be here. Okay, now this builder uh, needs a context and the provider, and the a child will be the whole scaffold. Okay, yeah, we need to import the library, so that's done. Now we will wrap this consumer by another widget, and we will name this widget as a change notify provider, and this needs a create function, and this create function we will just create the instance of the auth provider like this, just like this. Okay, now we can access the provider functionality here. Yeah, so this one make it constant true. So now if the value is true, then will be a circular bar, and otherwise the button will be called. Okay, we didn't change this to async method, so let's change this to async. And here again we should return the user credentials equal to, and make this a wait. So this is why we cannot see the, if successful, then the then part operation, the message will be displayed, and after that I will make the value false again to stop the circular bar from keep rotating, and if there is any error, then display error message and change the value of the is loading variable. Similarly in this case, so let's try again. So if I provide a proper email, and after that I click forget password, I will get an email from message, and if I check my email, so you see I got the email address, so I can reset a new password, so maybe 987654321, and if I save this one, now I can log in through this new password here. uh, and the password will be, so login. Yeah, so you see I can log in successfully. So in this way we can apply the sign up, sign in, and forget password.